On tonight's Desi DNA, we look at the book industry's fascination with all things Islamic. We speak to authors, publishers and literary agents to ask why it is that mainstream publishing now appears obsessed by the Muslim experience. We follow Team Great Britain as they prepare to compete in the futsal tournament for the 2009 Women's Islamic Games. The life of Mahatma Gandhi as a London student is profiled in our look back in history. And I sample the life of city dwellers who swapped urban living for life in the country.
It's fast, it's skillful, it's end-to-end goal-mouth action. Sadly, I'm not talking about a Scottish Cup final at Hampden. I'm talking about futsal.
A South American version of five-a-side football that's played with a heavier, smaller ball and has got more swing than the Rio Carnival.
If you think it's about would-be Ronaldos or Ronaldinhos polishing their silky skills in the backseats of Brazil, then think again. Because futsal is being played all over the world, and it's not just the boys.
Meet the, wait for it, Muslim Women's Sport Foundation futsal team, or, as they'll be known at the 2009 Women's Islamic Games, Team Great Britain. Made up of lawyers, students, even GPs, the team gets together on a regular basis to hone their futsal skills. They've already represented their country at 2 Women's Islamic Games held every 4 years in Iran.
So why do futsal rather than 11-a-side football?
Islamically, the girls, we need to train in an environment where we can control it's female only. And when it's 11-a-side, it's very difficult to do that because it has to be outside. So it was a way of getting Muslim girls into football by playing indoors. And it's also a very good way to develop your skills.
So you've represented your country in the Islamic Games. How was that?
We were the smallest team then, probably just had the one team.
Yeah.
And at the opening ceremony, we got the second loudest cheer.
After Iran.
After Iran, obviously. And then we had an audience when we were playing. And I think that was probably one of the greatest experiences that we've ever had.
Someone who knows all about representing their country is former Arsenal and England goalkeeper Aman Dosanjh, the first British Asian player, man or woman, to wear an England football shirt.
What's the fascination with Asian women in football?
No matter what race you are, language you speak, when you go into a football pitch, it's the language of football that you need.
How is futsal taking the game forward?
You're going to have the basics by playing futsal. With these girls in particular, they may not have 11 players, so it's a great way of having small-sided games. And just watching their training sessions, you can see how much they love the game.
As part of their training for the International Women's Islamic Games in 2009, Team Great Britain are competing in the UK's first official women's futsal tournament here in Sheffield.
And by the looks of things, our ladies are going to have their work cut out for them. What's the importance of this competition to you?
This is the first time we're playing futsal on British soil, because all we've done is actually play in Iran against international teams. So, now we're actually really excited because we get to play against British teams and see how we fare against British teams.
And whether we win, whether we don't do as well, I think it'll make us, we'll go away with thinking, right, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do that. But at the moment, we're just kind of doing things as we think and what we enjoy. Well, from this, we'll take away things that we can learn from.
Where's your coach?
Well, unfortunately, we've been quite unlucky when it comes to coaches.
I'm a trained coach, albeit from Scottish football regulations. Can I propose to coach you today? Would that be okay?
If you could be our coach, it'd be a great help to us today, actually.
Honestly.
We really need it.
Hope the girls know what they're letting themselves in for.
Someone needs to tell them to hurry up, because the quicker we get into the frame of mind for the game, right, the quicker it's going to be.
They don't call me Atta Ferguson for nothing.
Get your hands out your pockets, right? You're going behind. Short and quick passes. A little sprint when you're going. Let's get the ball. No one's touched the ball yet. No one's touched the ball yet. Keep the ball simple, right? And keep it moving fast.
First team up are Salford College, with a great start from Aisha.
You won't like that. Keep on, Aisha, keep on, Aisha.
Final scorelines 3-2 to Salford, a narrow defeat, but all's not lost. The tournament's being organised by the Football Association of England and Wales. That's the FA to you and me. It's not just a women's tournament. There are youth teams, and the men's tournament is in full swing.
Why are the FA so keen to develop and promote futsal?
I think we've got to realise the fact that we haven't won anything for a long, long time, and you know, and look at what else is going on around the world. And futsal's got a part to play in terms of developing quick, skillful players.
What's the interest in women in futsal?
Well, I think the British Asian women's team is really interesting, because I think what's happened is that they received an invitation to go to a World Muslim football event. They went, and then suddenly I think their eyes were open to the fact that this game is taken really seriously and played extensively throughout the rest of the world. So they've come back to this country looking for opportunities to play. You know, and it's up for the FA, I think, to try and catch up with their expectations. So I think in small-sided football, you know, which has its roots in inner-city areas where perhaps there are large Asian communities, you know, it's got a real kind of strength of the game there, and I think we've got a chance to exploit it.
Countries renowned for their football skills, including Brazil, Argentina, Spain and Holland, see futsal as a key part of coaching young players. It's no wonder the FA are keen to encourage it here. 1966 really is beginning to feel like a very long time ago. It's time for me to put my coaching head on. What for ladies next? And their favourites to win the tournament. By the looks of them, our girls are going to need all the help they can get.
We defended as best we could. I think the skills that they had were obviously above the standard that we could play to at the moment. They were having fun. I think I guess we could have, I don't know what else we could have done really. We lost like, what, 10-0 or something, but we were in high spirits, and I think that's because we played to our best, you know, and I'm happy with that.
You could see that as a bit of a disappointing result for Team Great Britain. But no matter how they got on, the main thing is that they're here and they're doing it.